Welcome to the Bitcoin.com weekly update for Friday, March 26th. I'm your host, Andre.
And I'm your co-host, Jason.
So Bitcoin continued making its way into the mainstream this week, with Microsoft, Tesla, and the payment processor Visa adding their names to the growing list of enterprises adding support for crypto payments. Microsoft seems to be changing its stance on cryptocurrency payments and began polling Xbox gaming console users about the implementation of Bitcoin as a payment method. Despite Bill Gates' ambivalence about cryptocurrency, the tech giant continues to flirt with the crypto space, after patenting a system that leverages human activities to mine cryptocurrency last year. And Tesla's $1.5 billion Bitcoin purchase in February has opened the door for other institutions to incorporate crypto into their offerings.
Mm-hmm. So it seems that we're moving in the right direction here with some adoption, or how do you feel?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and I think the big difference is Tesla is actually holding that Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. They're not just converting it back into fiat immediately. So I think it's a big change, big step for adoption.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In other news, Deutsche Bank published a report stating that Bitcoin is too important to ignore, right?
There you go.
The report discussed Bitcoin as a commodity, currency, and equity, and noted that the cryptocurrency's market cap is among the top 10 in tradable assets and in terms of total circulation, currency in circulation. Bitcoin is the third largest in the world after the US dollar and the euro. It's kind of unbelievable.
Yeah.
The report went on to state that Bitcoin will have to transform potential into results to sustain its value proposition, and elaborated that central banks are unlikely to give up their monopolies on their currencies, which, I don't think needs to be stated.
Yeah, well, you never know. Maybe some of these smaller countries are more willing to adopt Bitcoin compared to the U.S. or some Euro countries.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that Zimbabwe had runaway inflation, and they consider the U.S. dollar as their official currency.
Right.
So yeah, there's a chance that another cryptocurrency could be an official currency of a small nation. I wouldn't doubt it.
So also this week, the foundation of the technology was called into question, of NFT technology was called into question as an NFT skeptic called NFTs a house of cards and claimed that they'll be broken in a decade. As people have leveraged NFTs to sell artwork, dance moves, and even recordings of farts for millions of dollars in recent weeks, people are starting to question whether the technology can really provide a foolproof statement of ownership. Twitter user John T. Waring wrote, the authoritative source, rose a particularly sharp point when he examined the circumstances of artist Beeple's NFT sale that garnered a whopping $69 million. The issue isn't whether the crypto asset will be around in 10 years, but rather what happens when the host of an NFT file goes bust. According to Waring, if the file vanishes from the host, your token is now worthless. If true, it's an oversight in the system that could render hundreds of millions of purchases worthless.
Yeah, I mean, what's your take on NFTs anyway?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people buy digital items, digital skins for games, or, why not art? You can put it on a good LED screen, hang it on your wall as well, and brag about it to your friends.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe I wouldn't spend $60 million on it, but,
The legal battle between U.S. authorities and John McAfee continues as his bodyguard, Jimmy Watson, pleaded not guilty to creating a $13 million pump and dump scheme with the former antivirus tycoon. Watson, a former Navy SEAL, was arrested in Texas earlier this month as the authorities indicted him with multiple charges that include money laundering and securities fraud. Law enforcement stated both McAfee and Watson allegedly raked in more than $13 million from defrauding crypto investors. Couldn't even buy a Beeple. U.S. authorities further alleged that both McAfee and Watson used McAfee's personal Twitter to endorse digital assets to boost their prices before selling them and profiting from the pump and dump maneuver. John McAfee is currently jailed in Spain on tax evasion charges, while authorities are working on an extradition order for him to face charges in the U.S. as well. It's unfortunate. I mean, the man... he's got an entertaining Twitter profile.
He's like Assange now.
Yeah, exactly.
Being extradited from everywhere.
Okay.
All right, and lastly, China's digital yuan won't be fully anonymous, but will offer controllable privacy protection, says an official. China is set to launch their first state-backed digital currency in the coming months, but the digital yuan has drawn ire from critics who have concerns with the Chinese government tracking their every move. While addressing these concerns, an official working on the project told the 2021 China Development Forum that a fully anonymous central bank digital currency is impossible. Citing the need to keep the currency compliant with anti-money laundering, know your customer, and counter-terrorist financing measures, the official stated that there would be a controllable anonymization mechanism implemented in the currency. This anonymization mechanism apparently protects consumers from having their data sold to advertisers, and the official clarified that people could open wallets with minimal KYC procedures through telecom operators.
You know, I want to hate on these digital currencies, but actually, I just right now I've kind of changed my opinion on it, and I think a nice thing about digital currencies is their transparency. I know that people want to maintain their privacy, but also it's very difficult to understand how monetary policy works. But if you can see there's this much in circulation and you have that verified, I think you can almost model that out for what it's worth, as opposed to it's okay, how much is truly in circulation. So yeah, it's not maybe the best system, but
it's also giving people options, right?
Yeah.
So maybe if you start using this digital yuan, maybe you're going to start trying to use Bitcoin, and maybe you have both, and I don't know.
Or maybe more freedom of choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so.
Anyway, Andre, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the news this week.
Yeah, I'll see you downstairs.
All right, see you later.
All right, thank you everyone. And if you don't have a Bitcoin.com wallet already set up, go to wallet.bitcoin.com and get started with a free wallet. And if you are looking for an easy way to buy Bitcoin, go to buy.bitcoin.com. And there's Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and some other cryptocurrencies there. And looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.